What's up, everybody? Well, when you see a vacuum on this side of the room, that means it's time for another full house cleaning. So today I'm going to be featuring my Eureka Excalibur. This is Eureka's first dual motor upright vacuum, and I wanted to see just how good this thing performs. So anyway, let's go ahead and give a walk through of the machine. You have your 3-speed switch back here. The last one's for carpets. And this vacuum has the Eureka Type Y bags, but some of you who probably seen my full video on this, I have rigged a Hoover Y bag to run in this, basically by using a Eureka Y collar stapled or glued basically on top of a Hoover Y collar, which, believe it or not, I found out the sizes on these are exactly the same, so it fits right in place, and almost like it was meant to run a Hoover Y bag. But it's just, it doesn't hold on as easy, and I'm come to think of it, I think I could have ran the Hoover Y bag on this if I just drilled the holes for the mounting tabs in the Hoover Y collar instead of just adapting it on top. But I just did this mainly to provide a secure mount, so I know it'll stay in place. But anyway, oh, also one more thing before we get going. I'd like to point out the brush roll in this. The brush roll that's in these Excaliburs is a single row. The bristles are like fairly soft to medium stiff, but they are pretty long. Let me see if I can get a better shot. See, there's a somewhat of a good angle. The bristles are nice and long, but they're single row and they're quite sparse on either side. You have one on the left, no bristles over here, and then on the right you have no bristles over here. So this is going to be quite an interesting. And also another thing to point out, the belt in this is actually a Eureka RD belt that runs right down the center. Not really the most reliable belt that Eureka's ever made. Believe me, this is the same belt they use on the sanitary or commercial uprights, and they burn through pretty easily, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and see how good this thing performs. Alright, and so now let's go ahead and get to cleaning here. Let me see if I can't zoom in on the power switch. First position, suction only. The second one down, turns the brush roll. Alright, let's go ahead and analyze the grooming capabilities. For a single row brush roll, I'm fairly impressed. It's probably because the bristles are so long, it definitely grooms amazing. The vacuum definitely is very easy to push and pull, I will tell you that. And the brush roll isn't that super aggressive, so it doesn't pull you forward like most vacuums I've used do. So, but this is fairly good for a single row. So let's continue on. Alright, now that the full house cleaning is all complete, I will say this is a very nice vacuum to use. Definitely grooms well for the type of brush roll it has. But compared to other dual motor vacuums of its time, like the Dirt Devil Ultra MVP is one of them I can name, there were some better offerings at the time for a vacuum of this class, but this was okay for what it was. It's a shame that these were a giant sales flop back then. I'm guessing it's because people figured out how fast the RD belts stretch and break compared to other vacuums of the time. But now let's go ahead and see if I can get this interesting contraption of a bag out of here. So you gotta pull the tabs from the top, then the bag tips forward, and now you can pull it straight out. And sorry I didn't turn my flash on, but wow, look at that. Keep in mind this is about a week's worth of not vacuuming, which I like to keep these in that time frame. But this is pretty respectable performance for something of its type. So now let's go ahead and make sure we got the tabs lined up and just snap it back on. But yeah, this is some pretty good performance for a dual motor vacuum. It's probably because of the way the air channel is designed. There's actually a mechanical valve that sits in there. When the vacuum's in its upright position, everything will go through the hose. And when you recline it back, it opens that valve and everything goes from the head. So basically it's a straight shot up this pipe right into the bag. So I do like how Eureka came up with that idea. It definitely solves the loss of airflow that you would get for having it all go through the hose. So pretty good, and somewhat good before the airspeed technology was thought of. Although that one had a manually diverting valve instead of an automatic one when the vacuum is in its upright position. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video on the Eureka Excalibur. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.